nor you can tell you who the star player or who the alpha is, who the leader is, who is this. Your fucking play battling every single day is what dictates that.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, no, is it?
I very much enjoy March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I like to see the nobody college kid that goes out there, goes on like a little tournament run, whether it be conference tournament or get to that Sweet 16 Elite 8 appearance at DeVry Tech.
Yeah, and then we never hear about him again. Yeah.
We never hear about him again, but for the 6 months until he graduates,
he is the man.
Gotta take some summer.
He's college Jesus. Yeah.
He eating Chick-fil-A every day.
Hey, what was it? What was the young guard? What was the guard that was at Kansas State? Was it like during COVID, right after COVID, there was a guard from Kansas State that was tearing everybody up.
Kansas State.
Was it Kansas State? The team was purple. It was like a purple color. I think it was Kansas State.
It might be Northwestern that you're talking about.
One of the two, it was purple. Like everybody was rocking with him. He was a little guard too. Like he was like that IT type, just was a gamer.
Oh, was it Marquise Noel?
How tall is he? About 5 something?
Let's see. He is 5'7".
It had to be him. Yeah, that was a bucket getter.
Well, let's take a minute to talk about some basketball things. First things first. I got a fact to hit you with.
Oh.
Got a fact to hit you with. You ready for it?
Yeah. It's a fact?
It's a fact / stat / all these different things going on.
Okay.
So
like a little gumbo mix?
Something like that.
Okay.
We know about Angel Reese, rebounding machine.
Mm-hmm.
You heard about her brother, Julian.
Yes.
Julian Reese.
Did we know he was like that?
I listen. Apparently, we weren't paying attention to our Wizards like we did. Okay. Julian Reese, in his third NBA game, 18 points, 20 rebounds, and offensive rebounds. Most rebounds in a game by a rookie this season.
This season.
And for what it's worth, Julian Reese joins Shaq and Tim Duncan as the only NBA players in the last 40 years with a 20 rebound game in their first 5 games.
Okay, there we see. Now you lead with that.
20 rebounds is still
20 rebounds for a rookie this season. Like, how many rookies are actually big and playing that much to get 20 rebounds? That's why 20 rebounds in a season in the first some games, that's in the last 40 years, is only him as the third. That's not something like, if you look back, maybe Dwight could have did it. Maybe Yao. Those are the only, when you're talking about somebody, Wemby could have did it. Like, he's probably one of the only ones,
Yeah, and I think it's still impressive because was he undrafted, I think? I think he was undrafted. He's undrafted.
20 rebounds in an NBA game is impressive, period.
Impressive.
I don't care what year you're in. It's 9 other players trying to get the same thing. When you got 20 of them things.
Now, this is where it gets real crazy. It just came up on my timeline what I was looking for.
He can't make layups either?
No, he can make layups.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that.
Like 70% from the field.
Okay.
I'm outrageous number, 71%.
You know what? Listen, I've watched enough tape on her from high school, her first year at Merritt. Okay, I think what ended up happening is when she broke her foot, it changed how she jumped. And that's where, she is just, that's why she doesn't jump as high, because of the springs, and that foot is like she's left-handed, but she tries to go off the good leg and goes as a right-handy.
She looked good in Unrivaled, but you're right about the foot. That's why I can't dunk no more. But the real fact, her mother Angel Reese, their mother, Angel Reese, at one point in time in
Her,
1992,
her mother name is Angel Reese.
her mother's name is Angel Reese.
She's a junior.
Yes, she is a junior. Mother name
Yes.
Angel Reese.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, is it like you just so there's a junior in girls?
No, she just named I'm being so serious when I say this. Angel Reese's mom's name is Angel Reese. She just named her daughter Angel Reese.
No, I got that.
But she's not a junior. She's not a junior.
So does women have juniors?
No, they just
Or
know.
only if they get their father's name, it's the junior.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're not. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll just check it.
That's
You
not
had
the
to chat GPT that. Okay. Like you try to gloss over that. Like, wait a minute, because it's not Angel Reese Jr.
Hey man, she did what she did. But the in 1992, Angel Reese, maybe senior, but Angel Reese, the mom, averaged 13.2 rebounds per game, making her number 2 in the NCAA. It's a rebounding gene in that household.
The big body is a big body gene. It's called height. It's called genetics. That's what it is. Genetic, right there. Shit, who the father? Fucking Wilt.
Dennis Rodman or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you can see that the family has great genetics, so they're producing very good athletes.
Let's talk about a very good athlete. I know we talked about him when the rumors were going around, but it looks like JT did come after. We speculated about it. Jason Tatum had his return game the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, round of applause. It looks like they're gearing up to play here in a minute. But Jason Tatum had his return game after tearing his ACL.
No, Achilles, right Achilles.
Tearing his Achilles. Didn't sit out for too long. Didn't sit out for too long. Came back. Did you see any of the game at all? How'd you feel about that performance? We'll go through the stat line, but I wanted to get your initial thoughts.
Stat line don't have nothing to do with his performance. If anybody thought he was going to go out there and have 30 or 40, I mean, something's wrong with you mentally, because he's been removed from basketball. He's been deconditioned from the game of basketball for 10 months. Meaning, yes, he still knows how to ride a bike, but if he was Lance Armstrong, he can't be Lance Armstrong right now. Right, he can beat the average. He can still race in the race, but to be the king back on top is gonna take going out there and performing. So, when someone's coming back from an injury, I'm looking for telltale signs. Lag. How much lag does he have? How much lift does he have on it? Like, is he favoring it? Right? Is he baby stepping? Certain movements. So that's what I'm looking at. I was the first person to say this is not a career-ending injury for him, because just like KD, it was the opposite of his jumping leg, right? So there's a reason KD you don't see no effect on KD, because it wasn't his dominant jumping leg. So if he comes and drives and dunks, see, the Achilles takes away your explosion, right? So that's why Kobe couldn't explode anymore. That's why certain guys who had this injury couldn't get off the floor anymore. So this was his right leg, not his left leg. So you wouldn't see it in jumping or running. Now, side steps to the right. We'll see, how comfortable he is, doing that. I see him push off, go left, so, we can see he still trusts it. But other than that, it's going to take him time to get the full JT back. But I'm happy that he's back, but, just like as a hooper, as a family friend, I'm scared,
Why you say that?
You just, when like if it says 10 months, take 12, right? Yeah. Give yourself 60 more days, right? More time helps, right? So young, right? There's a generation before you, 2 generations before you, right? Me, my era with We had the microfracture surgeries.
Yeah.
And the microfracture surgeries for athletes, the percentage rates of that athlete going back to where he was before he got injured, 0%. That means not one of us returned to form. Right? It took all of our superpower. So for a generation that lost to injury because we were trying to rush back and all that, now it's like, yo, take as much time as possible, right? You got to think about, not right now, but 15 years, right, of a career, right? You still got 8-10 more years in this league, and you want to be as healthy as possible. So, that's that side. Fan, Hooper, glad he's back.
298 days. Some other notable names. Kevin Durant took 552 days.
That's due to COVID.
DeMarcus Cousins, 357 days.
But that's right leg, so he didn't return back to form.
Chauncey Billups in 2012, 296.
Left leg, couldn't return back to form.
Kobe Bryant in 13, 240.
Left leg, couldn't return.
So I do want to show you this clip because I think that this is a clip that really stood out to me for JT in his return. Still a very underrated rebounder. People don't talk about Jason Tatum's rebounding in particular, but this is off of a rebound.
Yeah, 2 foot, probably 2 foot jump.
Derek White gets the jump shot off. And it's more about the landing. He goes up 2 feet, slams it, cool. Very concerted effort as to what leg is about to land first.
But that's his normal.
Okay.
Dude, that's why I said it's not it's rare that, like, let me explain. For Achilles, right? When Achilles happen, it's when your heel drops and then goes back. So now, okay, so somebody who will be affected with jumping will be Dame and Halliburton. Right? They have to set up because it's their actual dominant leg. Meaning every time they want to push off and go, it's that leg. Right? So you won't be seeing Halliburton for a while, maybe never again, jump off one leg to try to dunk. Right? Dame jumps off too, so, when he comes with a little lean. But that one-legged jump is not going to be like it used to be. But so with JT, remember, it's his right leg. So if you dunk, you always came down on your dominant leg, right? So that's what I said. 98% of his game is the same. You just start seeing like certain things where he pushes off with his right when you just do certain moves, which is rare for a lefty. For a righty, right? So that's why you didn't see no fall in KD. There's only a few people, even with John Wall. John Wall, he tore his right. He tore his left Achilles, but he was a right-footed jumper, so he jumped as a lefty. That's why when he came back, still coming. It wasn't his traditional leg. So those are not the ones that that's a normal play. Jumping off 2, landing on that leg. It'd be like certain side steps that he do. So it's like, what was the percentage of side steps going to his right side? Because he has to push off with his left and land on his right when he does it. So how many of those versus or before now does he do? Those are the little things you have to pay attention to. If he ever jumps off his right leg, because sometimes he'll go in there and jump off his right. He probably won't do that this season.
Yeah. We'll see. Game coming up here in a minute. Got a gauntlet that he came back to. Cleveland, San Antonio, OKC, Washington.
Hold on.
With Trae Young.
Hold on. You said who?
I said the Celtics got a little gauntlet. We'll see how he's playing. They got Cleveland.
And who's the 3-man?
Okay. That's San Antonio.
Who's the 3? Harrison Barnes.
That's not. They got a Wemby. OKC.
Okay, so who's the 3?
They got some defensive
Who's
juggernauts.
the three that he has to guard? Lou Dort shoot threes? Okay. Go again.
Watch our Wizards now. Don't do us.
And who's the three? Okay.
Trae Young.
The three. You don't have to.
I got.
He don't have to guard that. Okay. Who else?
Then we got Phoenix after that.
Dylan Brooks.
He coming out swinging.
Okay, Dylan Brooks. All right. So you see, people think when I say that, they think team structure. Get the fuck off the team aspect of a gauntlet. Think of the player. Now, imagine you coming back from an Achilles tear, right? Okay, you hear me? And you're a guard, you're the point guard. And we would just let's just go to the teams. So let me see if you would love to come back against these teams. I'm going to go straight to the bottom. Okay? So would you want to play? Well, he's not there. But let's go. Would you come back if Trae Young was there? You got to go against Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Curry, Ja Morant, Dallas Kyrie, New Orleans Fears, Utah. Who's a Utah kid?
Keontae.
Yeah, Keontae, Sacramento Monk. Right? As a guard, do you want to come back against a group of guys that's trying to score 30 points a game? And you got to defend it off of Achilles tear? You don't care about their record. I don't give a shit if you got 6 games, but he averages 30 though, right? This is who I have to guard personally. No, thank you. Yeah, I go against these. You know, they can be the number 1 teams, but their best player ain't the guy I got to guard. That's the group I'm coming back against. The game itself might be intense, but the matchup, I don't have to worry about driving, pushing off, jumping. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to stress that Achilles out. Right? I mean, that's a stressor. You got to think about it. It's a stressor. Imagine, no, serious though. Imagine you coming off an Achilles tear and no matter where the record is, your matchup first, Ja Morant, right? Then Trae Young, then Brunson, then a Curry, then a Shea, right? Then a LaMelo Ball, right? It's like you sit there like, what kind of schedule is this for me personally? And that's really what it is. Like I remember when I was coming back from an injury, right? My first 2 matchups was Brandon Jennings and Allen Iverson.
Oh my God.
Right, Brandon just had like the 55. It was then him, and then it was AI. And I'm not guarding. I'm not guarding him. You better give me one of them off-brands. You better give me one of them off-brand dudes. One of them twos that sit in the corner all day. I'll take that. I'm not running around off pick rolls and I'm just coming back. Crazy.
Well, it seems like JT has picked the optimal time to ramp back up.
This is perfect time for his matchups, yeah.
Month and a half going into the playoffs. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists.
12 rebounds and 7 assists. Impressive, man. He understands the game of basketball and he plays it the right way. Meaning the right way is do as much as you can for your team to win. Whatever it is.
I'll say I'm glad that he's coming back into the fold because that was a part of the conversation this past weekend is how he was going to come back into the fold. So on Melo's podcast, he had talked about getting work back in, especially because the Celtics top end seed. They've got Jaylen Brown, who's been balling. So Melo wanted to see and make it be known that, you gotta get back into the fold in a very mature way.
Mm-hmm.
And so the conversation, because some people got mad about this apparently. We'll talk about him in a second. Um, they got mad that Jason Tatum, as told by Melo, needs to basically come in to the system and I hate to use this phrase, but learn his role, get in line. He needs to learn how to be mature. These are the ways that people have been interpreting this message, Gil. I know you're looking at me crazy, but this is the way to win is if Jason Tatum, understands his place and gets behind JB and let him continue to lead. I do want to know how do you have any thoughts about the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown dynamic and experience? Because they've always been the rumblings from the media saying that they can't coexist and
They can't. They can't coexist while coexisting.
That's all. That's been the conversation.
You see, y'all remember this guy by the name of Michael Jordan, right? He won three championships and then retired, and then option 2, right? The Robin took over the team, held the fort down, right? Got them to second. And then when Michael Jordan came back in the middle of the season, he kind of was working his way in. And then the very next season, right, MJ was back. Right, there's a formula to success. And both those guys understand their roles. They're happy with their roles. Jaylen Brown doing what he did, showing the world, showing everybody this is who he is, and he sacrifices to win. Now, the question isn't whose team is it? It's their team. There's no question, is Jaylen Brown next season gonna go back to Jaylen Brown, the champion, and what they did? Yes. Because he is secure with who he is as a basketball player. This is one of those seasons that show you, yeah, that's how easy it is, right? When people question whether JB can hold the Celtics up, it wasn't because Tatum went down. It's because Tatum went down, Drew left, Porzingis gone, right? And Al Horford gone, right? It was like the whole team was torn apart. That's what makes this more impressive. And you have to factor that into the MVP conversation, okay? Stop pretending it was just JT that went down and no. Starter. So JT starter, Drew Holiday starter, Porzingis starter.
Sometimes Horford.
Al Horford. Then you have Al Horford sometimes start. So you got your 6 men who started sometimes when Porzingis was out. He lost his first option, his 4th, 5th, and 6th. And this is where they are. That is what you call MVP candidate, most valuable player. Now, the notion of fitting in, you're fitting into the system. The system is him and it's his system. It's like saying this car is made for me and my partner right here, right? The seats, 1, 2. Remember, throughout our career, we both had to go back and forth from these 2 damn seats. Right? Now, what happens is 3 and 4 usually try to sit in the seats. Right? So that's Derek White coming up there. Now he's auxiliary man. Hey, you know what I mean? He's auxiliary man. It's Derek White who says, oh, let me go ahead and take my goddamn music. JT, your turn. I'm going to go back in and go to sleep a little bit. right? I'm gonna take me a little nap. That's what this is. Them front two passengers, they've been switching seats the whole time together. Now JT, hey, JB, you drive. I'm gonna just sit here and chill. All right, put a little music on what you want to hear. I'm gonna check the directions, move here. You know, that's the role now. We know who number 1 and 2 is. The system in Boston was created for them. So now you want one of them to sit how far back? So his ISO plays. Do you remember them ISO plays? That's his. Them plays right there. They can't go to anybody else. So instead of JB getting 20 of those, he's gonna get 5 back. So it's just 26. Remember, they average 26 and 23. Motherfucker, just switch spots. You go to 23, I go to 26. That's it. Like, it's not difficult. Like, people make it difficult because, you know, not Melo himself, but people make it a difficult thing, not realizing the team structure. Option 1, let's say option 1 takes, or there's 16 plays for him. Option 2, 13 to 14. That's all. Right? If Shaq and Kobe was there, it's called the triangle offense. That means there's post plays and then there's Kobe plays. If Shaq ain't there, right, you call more of the Kobe plays. If Kobe's not there, you call more of the Shaq plays. But you're still running the full offense. So if Shaq's not there, you still gonna dump it down to whoever the hell was down there, and y'all gonna still run through your motions. So if you didn't break this team up in the last 4 years, they're mentally too strong for y'all. All right, media, talking to you. The Boston narratives that you tried, it didn't break them. It didn't break them like it broke Kobe and Shaq. Right? Broke it like it broke the rest of these dynasties of these two players that was so entangled. And then you start questioning whose team it is and then the egos of those players. No. These boys have the mentality of the 90s. The Jordan Pippen, the Carmelo Stockton. They not caring about what y'all talking about, man. Them boys trying to win. So as long as JT can get back to at least 80, he has to be at least 85%, man.
Yeah.
Of himself. And it has nothing to do with just mobility. You can, the mobility is just getting the time in. Remember, everybody's in March right now. He's in October. Right, there's these guys get 60, 70, they got their rhythm in. This is like the beginning of the season when everything you're trying to figure out what's what, who, this is where he is. So, you know, there's going to be times where the players are trying to rest and he has to go full throttle because he don't have rest time. He has to get his engine like caught up just a little bit. It's like starting a race right now and everybody's 100 miles in front of you, right? You know, you can try to make up distance, but you know what I mean? Like they're 100 miles now. If you can make up at least 15 miles, and now they're only, you know, when playoffs start, they're only 85 miles, you did some progress. But if he can get to 85%, right, I think they have a real shot. It'd be like one of those Golden State things.
Well,
that 2022 season.
Like I said, some people did get offended based off of Melo's take about how JT needs to, you know, integrate himself back into the offense.
Yeah.
One of them was potentially friend of the show, Drew Hanlen, trainer for JT, trainer for Joel Embiid, trainer for Chet. Drew Hanlen comes to the timeline and says the irony of Carmelo Anthony trying to tell Jason Tatum how to win. The irony. Carmelo Anthony.
Isn't that his trainer too?
Carmelo Anthony responds to him and says, "Damn, Drew, heard you. And then that's when Drew Hanlen goes into this spiel about, you know, how he studied Carmelo and all these different things. But he does say, my tweet wasn't downplaying how good he was as a player. It was addressing Melo's comment suggesting JT needed to take a back seat in order to win. JT is a champion and 14-6 in playoff series. He knows how to win. Just think the media, especially former players like Melo, who knows JT rock with him, should be celebrating the fact that JT has worked his ass off to give himself a chance to get back on the court this season instead of dropping hot takes.
That's not a hot take. I'm friends with Drew, right? I know Drew. I'm just gonna be honest. I love his work, what he's been doing, because you can see the progression in some of these players that he works with. It's not a hot take whatsoever. It is what I call, sometimes you read in between the lines deeper than you should, right? You can look at it the way you look at it, or you can look at it from Melo can say that from experience of him, players he's played with, players he's seen, that off of injury, when they come back, they try to come back as the same player and not fit into what the team has been doing to win, and we end up losing, right? So all he's going off of is the experience of what he has went through, what he has seen, and it's more of, hey, don't, you know what I mean? You got to be mature about this. Don't come back, you know what I mean? Saying, hey, this is my ship, this is my team, and then everybody else fall back in line. So I look at it like that. Like it's more of wisdom than it is like if you're not coming back mature. Like you can't look at it negative and say, well, Woody, how do you know anything about winning? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying if you come back with the attitude, this is my team, you ain't gonna win shit. That's how you gotta look at some things. I think sometimes people look at things as always an attack on the player.
Yeah.
Especially if it's coming from a formal, right? Like me, I can tell you everything not to do inside of an organization, right? I can tell you that, right? So, sometimes you got to look at it like that. Like, if a guy is not successful and he says, don't do this, that's from his experience. Don't do it. Don't do that. Right? I'm not telling you that's who you are. I'm telling you that's who I am. So don't do that if you're trying to be successful. JT's a winner. Melo, hey, listen, I look at winning like this. And it's easier for me to say because I don't have a championship. You can say that. I know a whole bunch of motherfucking losers with that ring. Guess what? The ring wasn't because they were the winners. The ring was because the guy they had on their team, those guys that was leading the games and leading the train, those are the winners. Remember, there's a train, there's a plane, right? Treat it like that. Some of y'all that are called champions were passengers inside the plane. You wasn't the pilot, nor the co-pilot, nor the stewardess. All you can do is complain about the air, push a fucking button up there, get you a little aisle seat, a little window seat, ask a little, you know what I mean? You got any little, that's you on the team. You get your ring, that don't mean you got an aviation license and you can call yourself a goddamn pilot and no, don't do that. So a winner to me is where you started day one. When it's all said and done, what did you do with your talent? Did you maximize your gift? That's the win. As long as you are maximizing your talent, you are gonna put yourself in position to win. Right? And no one ever understands that in sports. But if we put this in a classroom right? And we said these are team projects, right? And a team project means everyone is going to get graded off what the group does. Now, you are a 4.6 student. And let's say you have 4 F students on you got Tyrone, Leroy, you got them with you. And they don't want to work. They don't want to do nothing. What you think that class grade is going to be for y'all? Yeah, you got your 4 point. You did your job. They didn't do theirs. What you think the grade for the what's the name is? Right? D minus fail. It's not because of the A student. The A student is still the A student. And some people don't understand that. Right? Working your ass off every single day, training, getting better. Like, if you don't have a jump shot when you come into the league and you leave the league without a jump shot, you're a loser. If you couldn't shoot free throws when you got in there and you leave and you still can't free throws, losing. That's a loser. When I look at you and you have all these flaws, I don't care how many flaws you walk into the league with. How many did you turn into strengths in your 10-year career? And I can spot it personally, right? Like I remember watching. I knew how good D Wade was. Just a raw athleticism. But when I seen, Flash is more than just Flash, is when every summer he came back with something different. He added to the game, right? You had your driving, then you had your bank shot, then you had your pump fake with the bank shot. like you kept adding to the game itself. That is what a winner does, man. You give yourself and your team the opportunity to win. What the team does and what the organization does, that determines if they're winners and losers in that same scenario. So I get what Drew, he's protective of his players. Ooh. I was cleaning my soundboard. I love that he takes passion for his players and he defends his players. He defends his work. That's what a great teacher and a great mentor of, I say, talent. That you protect your work because you know how hard these guys get it in. I don't see nothing wrong with what Melo's saying, because Melo's been there, Melo's been around, Melo's seen, right? Melo put his ego away during the Olympics, right? So he understands when you put your ego aside, what gets rewarded. And he understands when you don't put your ego aside, what happens. He's probably been in both scenarios, successful in some and the downfall in others. But, I was with Melo on the USA team, man. Melo's one like you can't tell this Melo is Melo is fun. Melo is Kai. If you see Kai and Anthony, right? That's Melo. Yeah, Melo's because Melo is superstardom at the top tier. So there's only certain personalities back then you can portray, right? You couldn't portray your goofy side. Like that was the Shaquille O'Neal. So like LeBron, Melo, they're on the goofier side of it, right? Melo was one of the funniest dudes ever, man. I ain't gonna lie. But working and sacrificing to win gold, he did that for sure. Nah, he did that for sure. Because, then it was like more of, he was an ISO player, and then this situation where you can't hold the ball, this ain't Denver or the Knicks, right? So he's like, I can just get right to the yams. Quick shots, put that zone in there. Okay, I got you.
I want to transition a little bit. The reason why this is also my most favorite time of the year is because those teams at the bottom, stuff just starts happening. They start doing anything, saying anything. People start to throw jabs. People
At
start to
each
call
other
people
or other?
at each other, at the media. The media starts going back at them. They start going, people start calling people out for real. They done seen a whole year of the nonsense. And so they start calling it out. So let's go NorCal.
Oh, there's only
North,
one person. There's only one person that's gonna be bold like this. Go ahead, let me.
yeah. Worst record in
Uh-huh.
the NBA, 14-50. The Sacramento Kings. It's a little tension in paradise. At a post game,
Hold on.
yo,
Can you rephrase that?
paradise.
Yeah, take that word out. Take that word out, and then add something that's
Oh.
the opposite.
Well, it's a little tension in hell. I don't know.
Hey, I don't say Sacramento's hell, but it ain't paradise. It ain't paradise. Yeah,
Not right now. It's sunny.
yeah,
Weather's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
cool.
It's like a Midwest city for some reason. That's what it feels like. It should be somewhere in.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It should be way over there. But go ahead.
at the post game press conference, Russ has just had enough. He's had enough, and he's finally got the opportunity to share his thoughts, opinions, and feelings with some of the local media there that likes to get it off about the team.
19 games left now. Like, just kind of what's the focus like as you guys close this out? You hit 50 losses tonight, and you're kind of doing some things, developing young guys and stuff. Like, what can be accomplished like in these last 19 games?
Go out, compete. This is a game. You're a professional. Go out and play, and that's all you can do. What y'all think though? Because y'all got a lot of answers and y'all always be talking. Oh, it's very interesting. Y'all don't got no. You guys have a lot of opinions about how we do what we doing. What you got? No, you. Yeah. You make a lot of statements and broad statements that you have no context. So, where do you get your context from? Are you in practice? Are you at our film session? Are you anywhere around the building? No, I haven't seen you at practice. So the false context of, and actually, do you know me? No, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. But you make a lot of comments as though you do know me. No, you don't. My intent, I see it. But I'm asking you now, but you don't know me, right? So you don't know anything about me. Thank you. That's good. Anybody else? You guys have any comments about how we play, what we doing? You guys are quiet today, but you guys have a lot of comments when the game's going on, when after the game, what we doing, what we should be doing, how we should be doing it. I'm confused. Oh, let me hear. You must have been in our film session too.
I'm not in your film session, but you guys have the worst record in the NBA.
Cool.
You guys have been bottom 3 in offense and defense throughout the year.
Perfect.
So, I think that's fair to.
What's fair?
It's fair to point that out.
Yeah, that's been pointed out, but that's not the only thing that's been talked about. What else is to point out?
Well, I can only speak for myself. But
Yeah, but that's not the only thing you say. I've seen things you say. It's not just about our offense and our defense and what our record is. We've been the worst record for a long time now.
what have I said?
I don't want to go down the route, but we can. I'm asking you. You have a lot of things to say, so this is your time. This is the floor to say it.
Gil. He took it to him.
Damn it!
Yeah, he took it straight to him, Gil. He took it straight to the media. What are your thoughts on him going off on the reporters like that?
There's always been this weird thing with media. And all right, okay. Now, fans, media. the opinions of what you say has to be really thought about, because your opinions is going off of what exactly? How you watch the game, right? So if you're watching a game and you see these things that's happening throughout the game, your opinion is this is what should have happened. Why are you guys doing it this way? Why are you guys doing it that way? Why did you just go under, right? And you blame that on a player because you think the player messed up because you wasn't in practice. You don't know the game plan. You don't know what the team game plan is, what they went over in film, right? Like when Jokic had 50 and they didn't double, and majority of you was screaming, why aren't you doubling? That's it. Because the game plan was, we're gonna try to cut everybody off and we're not gonna double him. Let's see if he's gonna try to score 50. He did. He did, right? But it was the game plan. But sometimes what ends up happening is the way a person plays, you think that's who the person is. Right? You start thinking, oh, Westbrook is selfish, this, and then you ask every single teammate that he's ever played, he's the most unselfish person. He's the most dedicated to the craft. He's been in the league how many years? 10, 11 years? Every day, every single day of practice, 110%. There's not a man or woman that's interviewing him could say they gave it 110% every time they stepped into the workplace. And sometimes 2 times a day. So someone like him, you will offend him because you guys are judging him by what you said he was, not who he is. You're saying because, he took this shot, he did that. I look at it like this. If I'm going out there and the guy is, let's say Shea, averaging 30-something, Luka's averaging 30-something, who am I to question why he's doing it? Because one thing I do know this, sports is the closest thing to the animal kingdom. And I think you need to listen to this a little close. The animal kingdom, right? It dictates alphas, betas, omegas, all of that through battle. That's the same thing in sports. You can't make an alpha. The alpha is made through practice, training, every single day inside of a locker room. And the pecking order is put together through practice, training camp, gameplay, right? That's where the structure sits. Me nor you can tell you who the star player or who the alpha is, who the leader is, who is this. Your fucking play, battling every single day is what dictates that. So if a guy's out there shooting 35 times a day, have you noticed the only people that say something is the people that's not in the fucking locker room? Oh, why isn't he passing the ball? Why? He's a ball hog. Only media, only you from the outside is saying that because you think he's supposed to pass the person to the ball who's over there. It's a pecking order. It's already been pecked. Is he complaining? Is he? Because there's a time where he can prove that he should get the ball in those situations. It's called practice. It's called one-on-ones. Everyone loves the Kobe story. Just Google some of the stories where every time a shooting guard came on a team, he challenged them in one-on-one battle. Anytime a scorer came on a team, he challenged them in combat. I want to see who you are, what are you made of, right? There's a bunch of players that's did the Kobe workout, and he came to you and said, let's black out, meaning we just going to keep working out until one of us pass out. He wants to see if you flinch. He wants to see if you do it. He wants to see if you're man enough and can. And then after the workout, hell, we're going to do this 2 hours later, because he wants to see, like, wait, 2 hours later. He just wants to see where your mental is. That's why I can tell you Paul Gasol is one of the strongest minds Kobe ever played with, because the media said he was soft. Kobe doesn't make his best friend someone soft and he can't go to battle with. Now, that means everything that Kobe put in front of Paul Gasol passed. And if you're going to go through everything Kobe put you through, that's all mental warfare. So Paul Gasol would be probably one of the most mentally strong players Kobe's ever had to play with. So when you're in the media and you're sitting here judging players and you're judging their intent, if you don't know their work ethic, let that go. Because you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. I don't care if you know what I mean? Like, do you know how good, like, who's the top three, who's the top 10, top 5 scorers in the NBA?
Currently?
Yes.
That's Luka, Shea, Ant, Tyrese, and Jokic.
Okay. Those 5. Do you know how much time those 5 players put into that craft to be that type of scorer? I don't care what you think the intent is. Clearly, the intent is to get better. The intent is to work their asses off. You can complain about, oh, some of them don't even play defense. The hours you have to put in to be that good at something, Curry, you know how many hours of shooting and conditioning you have to do to be that? So when you question someone's intent at a certain level of their play, a triple-double guy, 5 of them, that means every favorite player you've wrote about didn't do what he did. Don't tell me about intent of who you think he is because of what you see and how he comes off. Maybe he comes off because you look down on him because you don't like the style that he plays. And the style of how he plays is 110%. It's just some people just can't do it.
Well, what's interesting about this, like, I feel like if you do have an opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with having an opinion to an extent.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying. Like, sometimes people just be speaking without knowing the ins and outs, the details, and all that stuff like that. But if you feel some way, feel some way. You should be able to say it to that person's face.
That's not gonna happen. So we can get that. You're not gonna say it to his face.
Well, so that's what one of the reporters, Russ said, you, specifically you have anything to say? We actually have the words from that reporter as to why he didn't say it to Russ in that moment in his rebuttal.
I just think in sports when
It's the time.
teams don't have success,
Right.
they're up for
You think that we should have success, right? Do you feel that way? I mean, a lot of you guys feel, huh?
that you should have success?
Yeah.
I think you guys are trying to have success, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. What about you? What you think?
I think it's been a rough year for everybody.
Yeah?
And I mean, as somebody who's covered the league for a long time and this team
Yep.
for a long time, this is by far the worst season
Yeah.
and I don't blame that.
No.
Now, if he felt that way, why couldn't he just say that?
Because, like he said, he didn't think that it would have been beneficial to the interview of a group of reporters. I don't have no, like, you're making a decision in real time, and that is the point of the athlete. See, so he's a prime example of how frustrated an athlete will be. You got presented with something in real time, and you had to make a decision. And the decision was like, you know what, this is not the time to address it. You know what, I just want to keep this professional. Then you went home, thought about it, addressed it. Now, everyone's judging you on that moment where you made the split decision. And let me tell you something, no matter what you did, it was gonna be the wrong. Because if you'd addressed it there, you'd have been unprofessional. We don't know what would have happened. He could have got upset, right? Other reporters could have chimed in. Boom, right? That would have been a horrible way. You go this way, which is the easier road, you still get killed for it. That is being an athlete. Welcome to Westbrook's world. Right? You trying to blame him because the Kings suck? You hope he's not the point guard next year for this god-awful team. Who do you want career to be ruined from this god-awful team? I'm sure. You think it's the point guard's fault that it's a god-awful team? How about this? There was a time where you guys were 2 or 3. Now look at the decisions that was made since then. That will determine why you're right here. Now, a player like Westbrook, it will be going unnoticed of what he brings. See, you're looking at the record. What is he bringing? What he's bringing to a god-awful team is he is forcing them to work every day still. Be professional. This is our job. You come to work, you compete at the highest level. See, he is going to make sure, who gives a fuck if we win or lose? You better prepare. You better come to work because I'm coming to work. I'm going hard. I'm preparing hard. You're going to do that. The result is the result. But we are going to prepare. We're not going to say, oh, this season's over with. We only got 15 wins. Nah, nope. That's not what we do. That's not what we do as professionals. The record doesn't dictate the work. And a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people at this moment in time are giving up on the season, shipping their cars home. And Russell's not going to let any of his teams do that, any of his players doing that. So Russell is one of the best players, one of the best teammates to actually have in a locker room when you're not good. Because he's going to still teach good habits because he has good habits.
I agree. One more thing before we get up out of here. Got to talk about your guy, Stephen A.
Ooh, what did Stephen do?
Well, it's been Stephen A. versus the world lately. So Zion, I had a conversation about his difficulties, during injuries. Right, he made the quote. There was a lot of criticism on my weight, my care for the game. I'm in Portland rehabbing, not knowing if my foot is going to heal, and he was frustrated about this. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what that means, right? That gives good old pal Stephen A. Smith an opportunity to go attack Zion once again. Do his normal Stephen A. Smith. Play this first.
reality of the situation is, I say this respectfully to Zion Williamson, we're very happy for you. But I want to piggyback off of what Perk added because it's incredibly important. Nothing was made up. The information that emanated about Zion Williamson, yeah, it came from inside the organization. It came from people even closer than that to Zion Williamson. I'm going to leave it at that. People that called up and encouraged us to get his ass because of some of the things that he was doing. You got people that are alcoholics. You got people that are drug addicts and stuff like that. What was Zion's problem? Food addict. The joke was everybody in New Orleans that cooked. It could be everybody from a restaurant, a chef, to your grandmama, all right? Anybody that cooked knew about Zion Williamson, and he knew them. They were on a first-name basis because that brother ate a lot, okay? You even had rumors, and literally, I'm here thinking it was a joke, and somebody told me to go on the air and point out how he got busted hiding food under his bed. This is the kind of stuff that was happening.
Okay. Very, very mild Stephen A., right? That was a very mild Stephen A. Smith snap. Now, what comes to follow is the Pelicans organization getting their get back. They decided to troll Stephen A. And you like trolling. I figured you would like this because you're a troll guy. They decided to post this video of Stephen A. Smith's, we'll call it, sports activities over the past couple years.
Now, this man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play. No disrespect whatsoever, but I'm sorry to tell everybody the truth. The man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever. Plays no defense. Doesn't have the heart, the passion, or anything that comes with it.
Now, Gil, you are the troll king.
No, the Pelicans did that?
The Pelicans.
With that, with the words, everything?
They did that whole edit. This is the New Orleans Pelicans page.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. That's their page,
Okay.
New Orleans Pelicans NBA. What are you rating that on a troll factor? 1 out of 10. It's a good troll? Good response?
That's a good troll. But okay, it's a good troll, but it's not meant for that player. Right, it was another player, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, listen. What year did we talk about Zion and his food stuff? 2-3 years ago?
Maybe 2-3 years ago. I feel like it's been pretty much every offseason somebody has said something, but yes.
Every offseason he came in looking in shape, right? So it's the idea of every time he gets hurt, oh, it's because of food.
Yeah.
Have you ever just thought that he jumped so hard, he jumped so high, he jumped so hard, right? He is Hancock, right? That's how he explodes. Do you know it has to land? All that power has to come down. Ankles, toe, all it's coming down. Times 6. Whatever comes up that weight, when it comes down, times 6. So for a guy who jumps out the gym, yeah, he's gonna have tweaks on the armor because of the weight that he carries naturally. But when we're talking about overweight, we know his body style. It is a strong football body. But fat? We've never seen Zion fat. Did he come back like Borzial? Huh? Did he come back like Sean Kemp? Them years when he came back after the lockout? That was fat. That was out of shape fat. We've never seen that from Zion. Like when you're talking about fat, if he weighs 260, he's 270, 275 when he comes back. That's expected. That's anybody. 210, now I'm 225. Then I gotta, I guarantee if you look at JT, he's a little thicker than he's supposed to be. Gotta run it off. So for someone who gets criticized for being overly big, I'm sorry, man. We've seen overly big and someone who looked like they had a real weight issue. Now, whoever told you he hides food under his bed, listen, we don't want to hear about who he was when he was a little kid. Right? And his mother told him, his parents told him, don't bring no food, don't just done eating, and he's hiding the food under his bed. But you're not gonna convince not one adult, not one adult, unless this is fix my 600 pounds, right? And they sneaking food because they're supposed to be under a certain weight. But there's no grown ass man who lives by himself or with a girl that has to hide food under the bed like a little kid from his parents. I don't see how that actually, it's really? Huh. If you had a food problem right now, right? Would you hide the food in the bed or the refrigerator?
At 29, my big age, I'm eating out the refrigerator. I'm not hiding.
Yeah, you gotta hide it under the bed. Who you hiding from?
I don't know.
Who do you hide from?
And he's single too. Like I don't.
Like, what about but who's gonna whip me? Like, what is the punishment? What's the punishment? Like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, nah, nobody's hiding fucking food under the bed. Women, other women, oh yeah. All right, I won't get up under there. She's about to leave. Or she just came home, like, food.
Now, our guy Stephen A. Smith didn't like that. He didn't like that response. He can't go out like that. He had to get his get back gear. He gonna get it back in blood.
The reality of the situation is, I say this respectfully to Zion Williamson, we're very happy for you. But I want to piggyback off of what Perk added because it's incredibly important. Nothing was made up. The information that emanated about Zion Williamson, it came from inside the organization. It came from people even closer than that to Zion Williamson. I'm going to leave it at that. People that called up and encouraged us to get his ass because of some of the things that he was doing. You got people that are alcoholics. You got people that are drug addicts and stuff like that. What was Zion's problem? Food addict. The joke was everybody in New Orleans that cooked. It could be everybody from a restaurant, a chef, to your grandmama, all right? Anybody that cooked knew about Zion Williamson, and he knew them. They were on a first-name basis because that brother ate a lot, okay? You even had rumors, and literally, I'm here thinking it was a joke, and somebody told me to go on the air and point out how he got busted hiding food under his bed. This is the kind of stuff that was happening, okay? So why?
He decided to clap back at the entire Pelicans organization. Gil.
Same organization that gives you inside evidence and inside information on Zion. Okay, all right.
So in the great troll off, Gil, between the Pelicans intern who put up a video on social media and Stephen A. Smith, who won?
Stephen A. won against the Pelicans, the organization. And Zion wins against him because everything that you pointed out against the Pelicans, that's who drafted him. Right? You know what I mean? So everything we say, you can't stay injured, you can't stay this, you got to do this. And then you point out why this organization has been losing for so long. You can't have it both ways, right? Now, when it comes to a team like the Pelicans themselves, you can't blame them for not being successful. You want to blame them for the billions that they are worth? Who's lower than that is the Grizzlies. Well, the Grizzlies have been successful, right? Maybe it's the city itself. Maybe it's where it's located. The market value of the city. That's where your evaluation comes from. And New Orleans being New Orleans, they have to get players from the draft or trades, right? How many top free agents are saying, "Oh yeah, I want to go to New Orleans," right? "Oh, I want to go to Memphis," right? So it's really hard for small market teams to build winning organizations, right? It takes time. It takes, like, let's just be honest. Like, if you're talking about 20 right steps to success, when you're in a small market, you got to make 19 of them. That means every draft pick you make has to be the best one. There's no bad year of a draft pick. Like, we got the top 5 pick. You're trying to get the 10-time All-Star, the Hall of Famer from that draft. Rebuilding? Yeah, nah. The small market teams, you can't rebuild. That's never a thing to do. Yeah, big cities can rebuild because they can just reload up. Rebuilding for a small market is exactly what it is. You have to rebuild 10, 15 years to get back. The right pieces, the right 15. That's how you got to get back there. Lakers, yeah, we rebuilding this year. Oh, shit, we're champions next year because they can buy everybody in in the summer, right? You guys can't do that. So I like that, New Orleans clap back. Stephen A. clap back. New Orleans, you're up. You're up. What you got for us? Yeah. The professional part went out. What you got, big dog? It's y'all turn. Come on, Pelicans. Hit them with something. But I personally like the young team they got right now.
Oh, I like them too. They losing it, and we got they pick. The Hawks got they pick. I'm excited.
I mean, you're talking about a year where like I think one of the most stacked teams they had was when Cousins was there, and you had Rondo and Drew Holiday. Now that was a team. I think they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was a team. Now a team like that, if that team stays together, now that is you built something. But obviously you trade pieces away and then boom, it just you just gotta be careful. You gotta be smarter in small cities. Let's just say that. Right? You have to be an A student to be in a small city. You can be a C student at being in a New York or LA or let's say a Boston, or a big city, because I don't, let me just be honest. I don't have to be that smart in LA where you want to come, where every free agent want to come. I don't have to be a genius. If I'm sitting in a small market, I got to be a genius because, everything depends on these picks every single year.
Do this short for me and then we'll go. All right, Gil.
I had to push my shit back 2 times.
My bad, the last one. So Anthony Edwards just dropped his all-time starting 5. I want Gilbert Arenas' all-time starting 5 to beat Anthony Edwards' starting 5. His starting 5, Steph.
Okay, hold on. Do I get to pick the same players or no? I can't pick the same players.
Different players.
Okay.
Steph.
Okay.
Ant.
MJ.
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal.
So KD, Shaq. Okay, so that gives me Kobe and Bron. Kobe, Bron, LeBron. I go Magic. See, I don't just do names. I got to make sure it fits the style that we have to play. At the 4, I'm gonna go Jokic at the 5 for sure.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I got Magic and Jokic as my pure passers with LeBron there. So I need Dirk at 4.
Oh wow.
So I got Magic at the 1, Kobe and LeBron, Dirk and Jokic at the 4-5.
Okay.
So my lane is clogged. My lane is open for Kobe, LeBron, and Magic to get in there if they need to. Then I got my post-up player with Jokic, who's going to pass the ball and all that. And then I got my post-up mid-range guy with Dirk. And then I got my ISO guy with Kobe.
Okay. That's all I need.
Talk to me. Talk to me. You think I was about to just throw some bullshit out there? Let me get Magic, Kobe, LeBron. Let me get Tim Duncan. Let me get Hakeem Olajuwon. But my 4 and my 5 want to sit on the same right side. No, no. I can't have the same player on the same side because they can't play on the other side. No. How Kobe gonna get in the lane? You got two dudes who want to sit there. No. He gonna get there because Dirt out there. Dirt on the 3-point line, chilling with that. Hello. Yeah. See, because if I didn't have Dirt, I would have had KD. KD or Dirt is gonna be the 4. Like, so with him so he has the same type of lineup.
Yeah.
He has KD lifted, so the lane is open for Shaq. Right? Okay. You can't put Tim Duncan and Shaq. It's the same side. Same, go right. You know what I mean? If you're going to have Shaq or Duncan, you got to have lefty. It has to be the other side too. So if you're going to have 2 posts, that's why Tim Duncan and David Robinson was great together because one's on one side, the other's on the other side.
I like the lineup for what it's worth.
7-0. 7-0. 7-0. No, I'm going to just be honest. What do help this team, though, is KD being at the 4. That helps the team a lot because with him at the 4, you can't really like sag and double on Shaq. So, I mean, yeah, it was a good 5. I mean, he has a good 5 because it's basically you have him and MJ as the athletic guys. You got Curry, who's dead on shooter. KD, same thing, sniper, and then Shaq by himself. Just right. I mean, that's actually a tough 5. I'm not even gonna lie.
We'll let the comments decide if it's 7-0.
I'm just talking about. I'm talking about structurally. Like when you're talking about a structured, a team 5 that goes together, right? And people don't understand this. When you're doing your team 5, you have to think about how the person plays. So you can't have Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal on the same team.
Yeah.
Right? It just like where are they going? Oh yeah, we just gonna put Tim Duncan or Shaq on the other side. Okay, then the ball swings. That's not their side. Right? So you have to, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So like you look at Anthony Edwards' team, this team structurally looks great. This is structurally a great team.
Okay. Ending
because Curry don't need the ball to be point guard, right? Like the only person that I would change if I had to would have been Magic.
For who?
I would want a shooter like Steve Nash, but I don't need him trying to do pick and roll the whole time.
Put yourself in there. Stop playing.
Nah, man, I'm trying to win. Stop. I'm not Anthony Edwards, motherfucker. I don't know. I mean, that's when I have to think about. Like, I just went with the ideal of okay, Kobe and LeBron running. All right, I can go. But, you know, my team is going to be, you got a bunch of pass guys, too. All right, so, all right, lift Shaq out with Jokic and then just backdoor pass, spot up. Like, you know what I mean? It's two opposite styles of teams that whoever is executing what they do best is going to win.